Hi, welcome to the Rams Agents Production Coaching Call. The goal of the call is to help you sell more homes by maximizing your repeat and referral closings by implementing the referral agent mastery system into your practice. My name is Mike Cerrone, co-founder of Rams Agents, and my co-host is Angela Newman, a master trainer of Rams Agents. Hello, Angela. How are you today?
Good morning, everybody. I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Uh, good, good. All right, got some thumbs up there. Fantastic. All right, so let's go ahead and hop in for today. Who's got some good news they'd like to share? Put you on the spot. All right, well, no good news. No good news for today. Um, we'll just keep on rolling.
Come
Uh,
on now, we got some good news. Somebody's got to have some good news. Uh, I'll make mention. I had a open house on Sunday, and I had a party come through. They told me they were represented by an agent, and they scheduled another visit yesterday with their agent. So they came back yesterday to look at the house again. So I may actually have somebody that was at the open house that may be interested in purchasing the house.
yeah, it's fantastic, Blake.
Yeah,
Congratulations. That's great news. That's great
yeah,
news. That's a new listing you just brought out, isn't it?
it is. The listing went up just before Easter. So it's been, I guess on Wednesday, it'll be 2 weeks.
Cool. Well, good luck. That'd be awesome if you get a an offer in from that and something that you generated from your open house. That's pretty cool. You
Yeah,
also had a pretty awesome event this weekend, if I recall.
I did. I did the Hug a Goat Day at my house, at my farm, and had a little over 20 participants who came by, but a lot more people were touched by invitation and interaction through social media. And I still haven't had time yet to post a recap of the event on social media, which I will do. And because there's goats involved and video of goats, I am certain it will be a well received social media post. Whenever I put goats on, I get a lot of comments.
Yeah, these are those miniature goats. They're so cute. Um, Blake, you had 20 people come through. How many groups?
I think let me think that through because I'm driving, so I don't have my notes to reference. But I had one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I think there were about eight different groups that came through, maybe nine.
Excellent. And how many groups did you invite, or how many invites did you put out?
I probably had out about 50 that I specifically tried to invite either by phone call or text. And then, of course, I had it on social media, which touches a good number of my contacts, at least that they were aware of it. Because I had some people, I did not reach out to them to invite them, but they commented on the Facebook post, said, "Hey, I wish National Hug a Goat Day got extended a day or two so that we could come, because they couldn't come on Saturday. It's not National Hug a Goat Day, but I appreciate the tip of the hat."
That's awesome. So
Yeah,
Blake, you got about 15% of the people you invited showed up. Did you invite people that were not in, were these all PCSY, past clients of sphere of influence, or were they people outside of that group?
that's a great question. I'd forgotten about one of the parties that came was totally outside of my PCSY. Never met these folks. I had people call me for the address or text me or message me is what I actually said. Message me for the address. So this guy and his wife and three kids came, and I'd never met them, and I asked him, "How did you know about it?" And he said, "I saw your advertisement on Facebook," which there was no ad, but but it was a Facebook post. And somebody, I mean, I don't know how he got it, but he's not one of my connections.
That's fantastic. Fantastic, Blake. Well, congratulations. That's great news. And then right now you're traveling to an epic event. Our brokerage, it's going to be a regional event in Atlanta. Can't wait to hear how that goes. Good luck on that. And please
Thank
pay
you.
attention to the road. Should have said that at the beginning. All right. Cool. Thank you for the update. All right. I was going to share something here real quick before I forget, just to make sure you guys know you have this tool. So, let me get in there. I'm going to share my screen. So inside of our brokerage Epic, this is our dashboard. We've got this item called AI Assistant. AI Assistant. And as you guys know, I don't play with AI a lot, but every once in a while I will. And in this case, I wanted to use it for its photos. I wanted to see what it could do. So I went to this thing called Image Generator. And when you do that, it opens up this item down here at the bottom, and you'll type in a description, and then it kind of gives you its idea of a representation. If you like it, great. If you don't, in this case, I just retyped it in and got a different view of a picture. And I did that a couple times until I got one that I thought was kind of interesting. And then we tried something else for the Mo's program. And then it finally, as I was getting better in my descriptions, I got a little closer to what I was looking for. And then I kind of think I hit it with this one. I had to mention that these people, I like the picture, but they weren't smiling. So I said, hey, you got to smile. And so this one came out a little better. Also then created a picture of a house with a for sale sign. I could use them in some marketing. And then I wanted to show a house that was in a need of repair. And it went to the extreme, which is perfect for what I was looking for. Anyway, it's kind of interesting. Doesn't always give you what you want, but if you keep tweaking it, maybe you can get there. And if you're doing something where you need a picture in marketing or say social media post, this might be something to check out. Again, it's AI Assistant Image Generator. Anybody use this yet?
I haven't. That's really cool.
Yeah, it takes about 1 to 3 minutes for it to generate. It'll kick out one, and like I said, you can kind of modify if you're not getting what you want. But that's right inside of our brokerage's tools. So they have so many, you got to know kind of that they're there. All right, so I thought I'd share that. All right, cool. Let me share something else then. Hold on. I'm going to pause our recording so I can tell you about this. All right, so we were just talking about using testimonials and how powerful that is in your marketing. And we had a couple of examples with our MOP program, our multiple offers program that we have, and how I recommend you bring a property into the market. And we had testimonial, and then I'm going to show that again. All right, so this is like a testimonial letter. And it basically just talked about one of our success stories. The headline is family receives 135,000 more with MOP. It gives a little bit of the story, and this one is more visual, so it just gives a quick story. Hey, Gino wants to sell his mom's dated house as is. An investor offered 330,000. Gino hired us with our multiple offers program MOP. We created a buyer frenzy, generated 9 offers, started a bidding war, went under contract in 3 days, and closed 11 days later. The winning price was 465. Gino's family received 135,000 more with MOP, 41% more than the single investor offer. So testimonials can come from a different direction. There's a first-person testimonial where they're telling the story. This is a third-person testimonial where someone else is telling the story. Okay, so someone else told this story. In this case, a narrator. And then it showed a couple pictures. Here's me and Gino at the closing. The pictures of the house. Just I'm trying to remember what you call this, but a tag on the picture to say what it is. And then also gave his testimonial, his written testimonial from Google. So that's now a first person testimonial. And hey, if you want to sell your house, call Kim and Mike. And what to get to your point, Angela, this is for one of the examples from yesterday. And if this works, we would use all three examples. This is just my strongest example. So that's what I'm going to start with first. All right, cool. All right, so maybe that helps a little bit, just to kind of see what's happening there and where we're going. All right, so again, we're here though for repeat and referral, production. If you have any questions about production, any questions about repeat and referral, how to do more using the RAMS program or anything else, this is the opportunity to do that. Does anybody have any questions about RAMS, about repeat and referral, generating more business there, any challenges you're running into with your practice? Let's open it up to questions, make sure we're helping everybody in the group.
I thought Yevon wanted help with his listing presentation. Weren't we going to do that last Tuesday?
Yeah, that's up to Yevon if he wants to present his listing presentation at some point and have us look at it. Completely up to him.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I can do it like in few minutes. Let me jump in from the laptop, not from the phone, and I can share my listing presentation. And yeah, just few minutes, okay?
Oh, cool. Sounds good.
I'll be resign. Okay, awesome.
Cool. Thanks for bringing that up, Kim. While we're waiting for Yevon, a couple minutes, anybody else have anything you'd like us to talk about while he's preparing that?
Yeah, I have a maybe a quick one, but definitely the market in our area, in my area, is slowing and has been slowing as it has throughout much of the country. And our average days on market now is around 75 days. That's for the whole market. And I just thought maybe it would be good to talk a little bit about how we help set expectations properly, not just in a listing presentation, but maybe even before we get to the listing presentation, so that our sphere of influence and our past clients realize that the market is not what it was a few years ago.
Great question, Blake. And the best way that I've seen to do that is a monthly market update. Like the top agents, they'll put out a monthly market update that can be in a written format, right? So it could be part of your newsletter, like Tristan is doing a monthly newsletter. You could have it in there, and maybe one section or even the whole thing, whatever you want to do. So some people do it written. Some people do it email. Some people do it hard mail. Some people then will do it as a podcast. Some will do it in audio. They'll put it out to their group, and then also to a wider audience. And then many of them will do a video. They'll do a video update where they'll either do it from a couple minutes to as long as half an hour or even an hour. And they'll do that where they'll not only send it out to their PCSOI, but they'll also send it out to the local market. They'll use it for multiple purposes. So they're using it for their PCSOI, but they're also using it as to show their expertise in the market, to generate leads. And so when they're going to go on the listing presentation, they'll make sure that people know to reference some of these videos. So they'll either do a QR code that sends people over to look at their YouTube channel or to their social media feeds to see some of these reports. Mike, boy, I'm trying to remember. So bad with names. He's up in Michigan. I think he's the top agent for Century 21, one of those companies now. Anyway, what he does is he'll do a long video on a market update, and then he'll split it up into parts and put it out on social media. So like he'll do like a longer version that he puts out on YouTube, and then he splits it up into parts and he drops it into social. So for a market report, again, different ideas in that market report, like what's the days on the average days on the market, what's the average price, how has that changed from a month ago or a year ago. You can get all this data right out of your MLS. Your MLS typically puts out a report, by the way. The MLS, you look at your MLS, they are typically putting out a monthly report, and you can just grab that and send it out. Or you can take it and then you describe it, you put your spin on it as well. All right, anybody else have any other ideas on that? All right, so yeah, the idea of getting that information out to your to your listing appointment before you show up is great. Also your PCSOI in general. People love to talk about real estate. Just keep that in mind. They love to talk about real estate. If it's up, they like to talk about it. If it's down, sideways, whatever. And I'll also bring back to the point, whenever you're doing this, the most powerful thing you can do is not only give the stats, but if there's any way you can incorporate a story, if there's any way you can incorporate a story, it's powerful. Okay. So for instance, I just had a success getting a property under contract. So I could be saying, hey, look, the market is slowing down. I don't know my stats right now, which is really bad. I should know my stats, but my market is slowing down, and now the average days on the market is 72 days. Okay, like Blake had just started with. And my market, by the way, is down. I'm down 3%. My average sales price in my market's down 3% over the last year, and it's expected to go down 10% over the next year. So I'm in a slow slide market right now. So I could explain that. And then I could say, however, things can still sell quickly if they're positioned properly and you got good marketing. For example, I just brought out a property where we brought it out on a Friday, and by Monday we had 10 offers, and my client was able to get one under contract and will be closing within 14 days. So if you need a fast sell, there's still opportunity to do that, right? So you kind of tied it into a story. Or you could tie it into a story where I've got a listing that's been on the market for 6 months or whatever. Any story that you can bring in, or I have a friend that had a listing that blankly blank happened to. Any kind of story that you can bring in to drive home the point that you're trying to make is going to be powerful. All right, we got Yevon back with us for his listing. Hold on, Yevon. I'm going to make sure you can share. They've changed how to do this, so it might take me a minute. Sorry, I should have been doing that while you were out. Let's see, host tools, who can share? All right, I think I just made it so that you can share your listing presentation, Yevon, if you would like to.
Oh, yes, of course. I need your criticizing, guys, and tell me.
Yeah,
Is
we're
it
happy to
good?
get in there and help you.
I'm kidding. Yeah. So let me share my screen.
So background for everybody, Yevon is a superstar when it comes to buyers. He just crushes it. Had 45 buyer closings last year, most of them buyer closings, the vast majority. And now he's working on creating a better listing presentation and going after some more sellers. Did I get that right, Yevon?
Yes.
All right, cool. So now we've got listing presentation that he would like to share.
Yeah, let me know, please, if you guys see my screen.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, cool. So I will go like slide by one, and whatever you guys like or don't like, let me know, please. I will, do some, like some notes, and we'll do correction later. So this is how it starts. Like it's first slide. So on this slide, like I'm usually like talk about myself a little bit.
So I don't think we're seeing your slides yet, Yevon. I think we're seeing a screen that says listings 2026 on top. Are we on the same
Oh,
page?
you don't see my like the
Yeah, I don't
presentation.
see it like open,
Okay.
like a presentation.
Oh, okay. Thank you for
I
letting
don't
me
know if you
know.
have multiple screens or
How about now?
now I can see about me. Is that it?
Yeah, it just
Yeah, there we go. Let's start back up at the top. Sorry, Yevon, that was my fault. I thought you were going to pop something open, but it was already open.
no, thank you. Yeah, you're letting me know. So, okay. Let me you see the full screen, right now. Okay. So this is the first page. Okay. Let's see. I maybe will click like that. So yeah, this is the kind of like yeah second page, which talk about a little bit about myself, where I'm working, about like yeah the platforms, things like that. So it's kind of like very simple. The second page, let me know guys if you're done. If some correction like yeah
You're
you would
doing
like me.
great, Yevon, and everybody you can unmute yourself if you have anything you'd like to shout out at Yevon. He's looking for feedback. I'd like to just kind of see your whole presentation first, real quick, and
Oh, okay.
as you
And
kind of
later
go
you can
through, just to
okay.
kind of get the overview.
Do some adjustments later. Okay, cool. So this is about my languages, about like years of working, about the words, and in general, kind of like experience to show people, okay, I'm doing this and that, things like that. So the next slide is like my last sales for 2025. Just show people like I'm selling like new construction, big houses, some like different type of investments, multifamily, small multifamily, large multifamily, things like that. Um, the second page, it show more about like I working with like I have full team, under my shoulder. So like I have inspectors, appraisal, attorneys, whatever people need. Like I have so far, as you guys know, like I have like just only two real estate agents like in my team. But still, I have few people to help me with some, like tasks and things like that. So next one, this is more about like how I am do the market analysis for the clients when I'm taking the listing. So because it's kind of listing presentation, so I just explain the people how we doing this. And first part, it's explain regarding like yeah I'm checking always like how like real estate and certain like market is it like Chicago or it's like north suburbs, south suburbs, depends like on different cities how fast we can like see it's gone from the market. I explained what type of listings we're looking for. Is it like sold, is it contingent, is it active? And also we can check like private market, the listings. And I explain people like about our market seasonality as well. Um, the next one, it's like the price strategy, like, uh, and I explain about again seasonality. Depends like yeah, if we're on like spring market, how it's like could be, and they explain what's gonna happen, like on winter market. Because people like see the you know selling in different type of season and it's different prices as well. And my opinion like yeah it's could be like big difference like between like 5, 10, 15, 20K, depends on what season they want to sell. So the next one it's the selling plan. So I explain people like what's the plan we can use for sell their property. At this point I explain we can put like simply on just MLS, and that's it, kind of. Or we can like put it on private market and sell on private market because like only like this year I got like three properties sold through private market only, so it never been on public. And it's kind of like explain three different kind of strategy we can use for sell their home. And so far I see like people likes a lot the idea to put it on private market, test the market, see how it, like people react, how many showings we have. And if we got like nice kind of offer, we can sell it on private market. If it's like not so many showings, like they may be priced not well, maybe like real estate not, prepare well. So we can like do something else and release it on public. This is kind of like works nice a lot for my clients as I see, and I continue to kind of doing this way. Next one, I explain people I do for them like seller estimation. So I using like a spreadsheet, which show them like how is the property for how much it's gonna be sell, how quick, and the numbers like how many taxes, title fees, attorney fees, plat of survey, like HOA fees if it's like needs to be like certain documents takes from HOA. So I do them like it's on the side kind of like the spreadsheet with all their kind of like numbers. I would say this way. The next one, I explain them. I usually do like house pre-inspection. So we go with the clients over their home and see like what's working, what's not, what they have to remove, what they have to replace, what's the age for a furnace, for AC, the roof, windows, like all things like whatever they did for last couple years to, for replacements. And we discuss as it will be like problem, like when it's gonna be like real inspection. The next one I explain if they like my presentation, they want to work with me. So the next step gonna be like they have to sign exclusive agreement, and they usually ask for how long it's gonna be. I explain it's usually like for 3 months if it's when like spring market, and it's gonna be up to maybe 6 months if it's gonna be on winter market, and usually they accept it like very well. So the next one it's professional photo. So I explained them like for last year I start doing like more kind of like spending more money on professional like photography, on virtual staging, on 3D tour, and we also doing like drone shots, like from the top of the home or townhome and things like that. And we also like using like AI tools to kind of like put all things together. So people like a lot because like it's looks very like professional, and we're doing like different type of pictures. Like on winter time it's more like like a Christmas party house. Like for springtime it's everything green. Like with like nice patio with kind of like fire pit on the side somewhere. To show the people like how it maybe looks like. And these pictures, like you can see on my listings. If you would like, I can show my a couple pictures from like listings, and it looks cool. The next one is the marketing plan. So I explained them like basically like base phase we will put like your property and multiplies like listing service. And what gonna happen like it's this kind of like MLS put like their house like on different platforms like Redfin, Zillow, Realtor.com, like Homes.com, whatever, like they know pretty much it's like top 10 20 websites. Plus I also like told to people like if I got the listing, I'm trying to sell it at least for like top 10 buyers agents in this area. So just in case like they know we have like in their neighborhood the listing. And next one is the preparation. Are you guys with me? Because I cannot see you, I just see my presentation.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing great. We can hear you and we're following along with you.
Okay, nice. Thank you, Mike. So like next one, it's preparation. I told to my people like I bring like the signs. I will put like lock box or sentry lock, depends. We put like box for shoe cover, and I also ask my client to send me like upgrades what they did for last like year or maybe 2 years, and I'm trying to kind of like like this is like simple but still kind of like list of upgrades. When people come they can take a look and see okay they did this and that, and it's kind of give them the picture because I think it's working. I don't know. I like this way. So the next one I'm talking about like how they would like to schedule the showings, because like we have all access to like showing time. Probably guys you have the same. And I ask them like if they want to be kind of part of that. They want receive the kind of feedbacks, receive like all requests, or I can do it for them. I just will do it and just send them on the phone. Usually people don't want to, like install the showing time app, be responsible for all showings, like communicate with the agents. They say, no, don't add me like to your app. Just do your job. Send me like the time, what time we have to leave the house, and that's it. So they don't want to get, like any trouble with the apps, usually, most of them. So at this point, I just need to ask because it showed them like they have the option. The next one, I thought if you again, like if my clients would like to go with open house, yard sign, if HOA allowed to put yard sign, of course, I showed them, okay, it's my sign, it's gonna look like that, and I will install it for free. I will remove it for free, of course. Same with open house. I explained how open house works, and some people likes idea open house, some of them don't, like Mike always told about it. So I just give them these options and they decide. Next one, I told them it's came from Mike. So about weekly report. So I asked them like, you guys, if we get like full picture about like week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, how it looks like if we cannot sell it pretty fast your home, you will get each Friday from my assistant like reports, how many showings we got for a week, how many like feedbacks, and if we got like any other listings came on the market to compare where we are. So this kind of like we're doing like between 9 and 10 a.m. Each Friday. And it looks something like you see on the bottom. And it's pretty much done. I showed them like, okay, guys, I have like more than 100 kind of like Google reviews on Google. So it's a couple on realtor.com, rate my agent, a little bit on Zillow because I'm not big fan of Zillow. So I not send my clients to the Zillow, leave the review. And because I know it's Google working more. And client testimonials, that's what you guys just discussed. So I showed them like, yeah, real people, some maybe people know them, I don't know, like, and I show like, they can see pretty much like all pictures and testimonials on Google. And the last one is thank you and my contact information. So that's all I have.
That's
Great
fantastic,
job,
Kevin.
Yevin.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
sharing your
presentation.
presentation. Yeah,
Didn't
thank you for
listen.
doing that.
Okay.
Who has some feedback for Yevon?
I do. Are you sending this to email or are you presenting this to them in person?
In person. I do it
I
in
like how
person
you
because
finished
it's
it with your reviews and how you started with your awards. I think it builds your credibility right at the beginning, and then you finish strong again with like the real, like Mike was saying, like the real world feedback from people that have actually worked with you. So good job.
oh, thank you. Yeah.
It's a good point, Tristan. I'll jump in on that real fast. So Yevon, the most powerful thing you have in your listing presentation is those testimonials. I like your testimonial page. My advice would be to put the testimonials in all throughout the presentation. All throughout the presentation, drop in a little baby testimonial on each page. You got 100 of them. Drop in just a little quote out of it. Just you could just take one sentence out of it that's it talks about that topic and their name, maybe their picture, just boom, drop it in the corner of the slide on that page. Super powerful. And what Tristan just said, put another page of testimonials at the very beginning would be awesome as well. Nothing will sell you more than testimonials. Testimonials are the number one thing to sell you. So Tristan nailed it on that one. You should add more testimonials. You have them, you should use them. Don't be afraid to use them. Use all 100 of them if you have to. In fact, if you did nothing but list your testimonials, you would get more clients than anything else you could possibly do. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. One other thing that Tristan brought up that I think is important is he asked, do you email this to them or do you present it in person? So there's a pre-listing package and a listing package. Mine was the same. So what he's basically saying is you could deliver this, and I just reviewed it. You could deliver this to them before you get there, and then bring a copy and present it while you're there. In other words, you let them read it before you get there. There's nothing in there that's proprietary or is going to be a problem for you to do that. So have them read it before you get there. It pre-sells them and it speeds up your actual presentation because they've already seen it. Because the first thing you say when you walk in is, hey, did you read the presentation I emailed you? Yeah, we took a look at it. Great. Do you have any questions about it? Yeah, I got a question on this page, this page, this page. Boom, we're off to the races. Or they say, no, I haven't even had a chance to look at it. Okay, let me walk you through it.
Okay, good point. Awesome. Thank you.
You bet. Anybody else like to give some feedback for what you saw?
Great job, Yevon. I think you did a really nice job. It looks very professional and pre-answers a ton of questions that people are going to have. Um, and you did a good job of explaining how their options for marketing it and everything. When Mike was talking about the pre-listing, it reminded me of something that we used to use every single time. It's called the listing letter. Now I just do an email version, but you could do an actual letter as well. But it kind of takes a lot of what you had in that presentation and puts it once you go on the market as like a reference guide of, okay, this is how the showings will work. This is just kind of like going ahead and addressing anything that could come up, during the listing process. Yeah, so great job. Uh, do you go over specific market stats in the listing presentation too? And is that a separate thing?
It's separate, yeah. When I'm done with presentation, usually like I open different kind of like screenshots. Depends if like if I prepare well myself and show them like, okay, this is the sold, this is the pending, this is the kind of active, and this is the private market. So I show them like 4 different screenshots. Or like if I have more time and I know people still want to work with me like at the beginning, so I open the MLS and we play with like different filters, show them like click on each listing, show them like when it's come on the market, when it's pending, when it's sold, like more kind of deep. Or if I see like people don't know me at all, so and I want to show them like, okay, I'm professional, I will show you right now like how things works, and I also do that. So and next I show them like, yeah, the market condition, like you just said, like, yeah, how fast like in their neighborhood, like selling the houses, and how many of them right now, like 40, 30, 50, 10. Because like last my presentation I showed to the people, they got like only 10 properties in whole neighborhood. So it's just like, okay guys, right now like in perfect situation, it's like no like other houses like you have. So like it's couple condo, couple big homes, but nothing like similar to your price. So we can price it like 20K over. And yeah, it's kind of like separate part. And if they agree on numbers, usually after that I said, okay, let me do adjustment for your estimation for price, and when you guys want to close, and do like tax preparation and do like all estimation for them. This is kind of like, yeah, the second part if yeah, I'm done with presentation.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. The only thing that I do that I didn't really see, and there's things that you did have that I don't have in my presentation. So I was really, you have a very thorough, nice presentation. I do have a slide that says, here's what to expect. You should have, I'm just saying this because it's going to be different in every market, but 3 to 8 showings in the next 3 weeks and an offer if we're priced correctly. And then I have a slide that says um, if you don't receive an offer, here are your options. You could do nothing. We could make a change based off of the feedback. You could change direction, something. And that's just like something to like go ahead and get it in their understanding that that's what's going to happen when you go on the market. And then when you make those weekly emails or calls, however you do your feedback, then you say that again. Okay, remember, we're supposed to have 3 to 8 showings in the next 3 weeks. We've only had 2 showings and it's been 3 weeks. This is what that means. And that way you have like, And you can get that information. We use a service, I think it's called InfoSpark, on my
Yeah,
MLS, but if you don't have InfoSpark, you can,
I have
it's
it.
a little harder. Yeah, so that's the only thing that I saw that I would probably add. Great job. It looks wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a good page because usually I explain people like, yeah, we have to sell their home for 2 weeks. If we not sell for 2 weeks, probably we got like, the problem somewhere.
Yes, exactly. And just kind of upfront and then throughout the whole process. And that way they're like, oh, yeah, I remember you talked about that.
Yeah, yeah, good. Yeah, because I don't have this slide. I doing just verbally explaining this.
Angela's 100% right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
nice.
should add that slide. You're basically planting a seed in their mind of this issue that's going to come up in the future. And if you planted it, it becomes real easy to talk about when you're doing those weekly reports. You're like, hey, remember I said we got to have 10 showings or 2 weeks on the market. And if we don't have an offer, we got to make an adjustment to the price. Well, we're sitting here now. We've had 13 showings and we've been on the market for 3 weeks and nobody's stepped up. The market, always blame the market. The market is telling us that we missed the mark. And so we need to make an adjustment. Are you ready to make that? Do you want to make an adjustment of 5,000 a day or 10,000 or whatever it is in your price range? Do you want to make an adjustment of 25,000 or 50,000? Do you want to make an adjustment of 50,000 or 100,000? Whatever plays into the price range of the property. And yeah, that's super powerful. You can also, anyway, Angela, very good point. Just say that. Some people, by the way, have used the target in the old days. They would do like a shooting a bow and arrow, a target, and they would show if you're too far out from the bullseye, you're too many days away or too many showings away, and it would shrink and shrink and shrink till the bullseye. That's how you know you're hitting the right price. Some people use any other kind of visual. You can use a graphic to show that. Anyway, that's we don't have a ton of time to get in all the details, but that was a good point. Very good, Angela. All right, anybody else have anything you'd like to share with your feedback to Yevon?
So after that, do you close? Like, do you ask them to sign the contract? Like, are you smooth with it? Do you have a question you ask? I'm curious, how do you transition? And also, Mike, if you wanted to touch on this too, like, right when you get to the house, do you guys sit down and go into the presentation? Should you get a tour of the property first and give them compliments on like stuff that they have in the house? How do you typically do that? I was curious.
Okay. It's a tough question. It's always depends how it goes. Sometimes it's easy people, like, and I can, feel like, they are friendly. They would like to see me. They kind of trust me already. And at this point, like, I asked them, like, how you guys would like to go to see the house or talk first? And they told me. So most of the people say, okay, let's go see the house. But I find out like when I just came to the house and they already want me to show the house, kind of like it's not enough time to build the right report if I don't know them or if I didn't seen them well for like a couple years, for example, like my past clients. So usually like I would like maybe like to sit and talk for like 10 15 minutes, kind of like that, about like their life, about what they want to sell, what's the changes they want to make for, and all this kind of like simple questions to go over. And after that, like if we build like enough support, I talk about myself a little bit, like always, and about the job, about the market condition. And after we're going to see the house, after we've seen the house, like I start doing the presentation. And after presentation, like, yeah, I show them the numbers and we go forward, forward, forward. And I see like if they like the idea, what I'm doing. So I said, okay, guys, I'm not doing like Mike teaching so far. I'm not bringing like any the contracts like to give them to sign or like send them. It's maybe my mistake. I don't know, like, but I'm still kind of like say, okay, guys, you have like give me like, yeah, if you want to work right now, you need a little bit of time. They say, okay, we need a little bit of time because I yesterday just did one listing presentation. So, and I'm usually spent around like 2, 3 hours. Maybe it's also bad because maybe I need to spend less time. And but so far kind of like pretty much like all my last presentation, it takes a little bit of time, like for 1 week or maybe for a couple months before people want to sell. But pretty much all presentations I did, like people work with me. Nobody refused to work with me. I would say I would put things like that. So that's why I mean, like so far so good, no issues. But again, like uh, yes, I mean, yeah, nobody kind of like refused, yeah. And why Google so powerful? Because like my listing before, like 2 weeks ago, the people find me like on Google. They kind of like Americans, they know I'm speaking like, like not like they are. I talked to them like, guys, you wanna like really like work with me? They said like, yes, we saw like your reviews, we saw like how many houses you sold in our area. We just wanna test you. I say, okay, that's fine. And I can show them like my presentation. They said, okay, we wanna work with you. I said, you see, like we have like barrier speaking. You know that, right? Like because if you speak on my language, like I will be more confident than like I'm speaking in English. They said like we understand that, but we see the power. We see like how many houses you sell, probably like you will beat like most of the kind of like people in our area, because we check like other agents, they kind of like not active enough. We want to get like active agent. And they said, okay, you see, it seems like you have like like production doing well, you have like nice pictures on your listings, and how you talking, we fine. They said like, yeah, we still want to work with you. I said, okay, cool. And then I mean, like it's no referrals. They just call me from the Google. They said, okay, we check your Google account. It's nice, so we want to stay with you. So, okay. I
I'd
was
like to
also like
stop
impressed.
there, Yevon. I want you to focus on what you just said. You just said that a stranger just found you because of your testimonials.
Yeah,
A stranger wants to work with you because of your testimonials. What's the most powerful thing that you could show somebody to get them to hire you?
I mean, other people
Testimonials.
trust. Yeah,
The
trust of other people.
testimonials, the testimonials. Other people have trusted you, they will trust you. Other people see how successful you are, they will hire you. This is what should be in your listing presentation: more testimonials and your stats. So for instance, you had how many homes you sold last year and the year before, but you didn't give a reference point for people to understand how strong that is. Okay, so here's a stat for you. It's been true for the entire time I've been in business. How many homes does the average agent sell per year?
4 or 5. Disha.
Four. National stats. Sometimes it's a little lower than that. Sometimes it hits four, but anyway, it's four. 4 homes per year is how many homes the average agent sells. You need to have that mentioned in that little statement where you say how many you sell. You say the average agent sells 4 homes per year. I sold 45 homes last year. Okay, you're 10 times more successful than the average agent. That's something that sets you apart. That whole listing presentation needs to be, how does it set you apart? If you're just using this with your PCSOI, none of this actually matters. They already trust you. You could just walk in and burp in their face and they're still going to hire you. Okay. But if you go and have to work with, if you're going to try to get people that don't know you yet, then that you're going to have the differentiators. Why do I hire Yevon over the 3 other people I'm talking to? Okay, because he sold 45 homes last year. They sold 10, or he set the mark by saying they only sold 4, right? Does that make sense? So more testimonials. I'll give you a couple more. I know we're running out of time. This is such a huge topic. We'll probably have to have a longer session on this at some point to really get it in. To answer your question, Tristan, at the end, you just basically say, are you ready to work with me? That's your close. You ready to work with me? You ready to hire me? Ready to put me to work? You ready to put me to work? All right. I'm going to give you a couple other quick things, Yevon, because you asked this on this. I would put in, so first of all, just having your presentation puts you up 90%. Over 90% of the agents won't have any presentation at all. So just the fact that you put that together, you're already way ahead of everybody else. Let's just start there. Now we're just trying to figure out how do you make it better, right? Okay. So the pre-listing package idea, you can send it out before and have them read it. The biggest thing I think you need to add to the presentation, if you want to go to the advanced level, is what's in it for me? What's in it for me? The whole presentation is about Yevon. The presentation needs to be converted to what's in it for the seller. Get your home sold X number of days faster. Get X% more when you hire me. Okay, how do you show that or prove it? You give them stats. So you can use your days on the market versus your Yevon's days on the market or DOM versus the overall MLS days on the market. Like if you're selling your properties in 13 days and the MLS is taking 70 days, you could say, oh my gosh, check it out. I am 57 days faster. If you need a fast sale, I can help you with that. You show the stats and you show the comparison, you versus the MLS, you versus the average agent. The other thing you can do along the same lines is your average sales to list price ratio, Okay, so my average sales to list price ratio is 99.8%. The overall market right now is 95.3%. I can get you the 4% more just by hiring me. 4% more on your transaction, Yevon, at 500,000, that's $20,000 more in your pocket when you hire me over the average agent. Okay,
That's
do you
cool.
want to sell your home faster? And you want, so let's go back to the most important premise. And I know I've run out of time, but the three most important things that sellers want. They want the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time with the fewest hassles. Every survey they've ever done, that's what they want. It's always been the same thing. They want the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time with the fewest hassles. So you should start by saying that at the beginning of the presentation. I know you want the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time with the fewest hassles. Or if you're in person, you ask them, would you like to get the most amount of money for this house? Yes. Would you like it to be done in the shortest amount of time? Yes. Would you like it to be done with no hassles? Yes. You'll get bored of it. To them, it's brand new. They're like, oh my gosh, this guy's talking my language. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Make sense? So that's what you want at the beginning of the presentation. You tie that in with those testimonials we talked about, showing how you got the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time with the fewest hassles. Boom. The other things I think, and I'm just going to throw this out just real fast, other things I think you should include and highlight are what is very unique to you, and they can't get anywhere else because you do have some unique items. So for instance, you have a social media following of X number of people. You're going to take their listing and put it out on your Yevon's social media. And you've got X number of people in that social media who do, say, speak Russian as an example. That makes you very, very unique. Okay. You're going to get that out to these people. Well, they can't get that with any other agent. They can't get that with me or Angela or anybody else here on this call. They can only get it with you. That's these are things that set you apart, where if you're in competition with somebody else and they're going, well, should we go with Yevon or should we go with Sheila? And they're like, well, Yevon has that social media following with the 48 people or the 508 people or whatever it is that all speak Russian just like us. That's who I'm going with. Okay. So things that are unique to you. The other thing that would be very unique to you is your buyer database. I have a database of X number of buyers I've worked with. I have a database of X number of home buyers that that I've helped in the past or that I'm currently helping, or leads. You show that number. You can even show a printout of what it is. If you're there live, you could show your database. That is unique to you. Nobody else has that. That is super powerful, because what do these people want? They want a closing and they want cash. So then you try to step back as close from that as possible. What gets them a closing or cash? Well, a contract. Well, what gets them a contract? A buyer. So as close as you can get to that end result they want, and you can show them that I'm the one to get you there, they're going to hire you. All right. And if we just want to scrap all of this, just remember, they're going to pick the person they like the most. If they can't get any of these stats, they're going to pick the person they like the most. But people always ask the question, why did you hire Harry? Harry is a jerk. Everybody hates Harry. He's such a mean BOF. Nobody likes Harry. You know why they hired Harry? Because they believed he could get the job done. Somehow they believed Harry could get the job done. Maybe he's got great stats. Maybe he's got great success track record. And you didn't show yours and Harry showed his. They hired Harry. They're going to go with whoever's going to get the job done. Selling a home is logical. Buying a home is emotional. So these people are going to really get into the logic of who is the best person to get this property sold. They will decide on emotion who they like best if they don't have enough logic to go on. Okay?
Cool.
That's
Wow.
why I know I just threw a lot at you because this is
It's advanced level, like you just said.
I know it was a fire hose, but
Wow,
um,
that's cool.
did it help?
Yeah. Did you record this?
It's recorded. Yeah, I think it's
Okay,
going to be
nice. I will
recorded.
rewatch it. Yeah, it's like, yeah, the last things, like, yeah, what you guys said, Angela, you, like, yeah, all of you guys, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I will rewatch it and just will like do updates on my presentation. Yeah.
Final point on
Cool.
this, Yevon, is just add as you go. It's a work in progress. Start with what you already have, already looks great. Just keep tweaking it, adding it, and improving it. And the one last thing, you just had a seller chase you down. Remember what they said. Whatever words are coming out of their mouth, that's what you want to get into your listing presentation. What did they say? They said, we found you because you had so many testimonials. Boom, I better show testimonials. They said, we liked you because you sold so many homes. I better show that I'm selling a lot of homes. Whatever they told you needs to now go into that listing presentation. They have given you a massive gift, not only for them hiring you, but other people, because they're all thinking the same thing. All the sellers have the same script.
Okay, nice. Yeah, it's a great point.
All right, Yevon, good job. Thank you so much for sharing. Everybody, let's thank Yevon for sharing his listing presentation with us today. Cool.
Thank you guys as well. Yeah,
That was a lot of fun. That was a lot
yeah.
of fun. All right, cool. So let's wrap this up. We're at the end of our presentation, at the end of our production meeting for today. So I'm going to go ahead and shut down the recording as we go into our huddle. Whoops. There we go. And we'll